Reason why the government roll out this, right, is because their overview is they want to benefit those people that
who really
need it.
Okay.
But if people like me, I tell you, hopefully
waste resources, this one.
I will abuse it.
From 1st December, right, employers in Singapore will be required to have processes in place for their workers to request flexible work arrangements. So in bracket, they call it FWA. So, wow. So this process, right, is you can apply to your employer and then you tell the employer what you wish to have in your work arrangement lah. So for example, So for example, you can arrange like a flexible place. Like, so like example, you want to work from home or work from office, that kind. Yeah. Then another one is flexible timing. For example, now it's like 9 to 5. You can opt for like 7.
Timing show,
I read this before. But you must fulfill your hours lah.
Still.
What if you operate best like late at night?
Yes, can.
Then I want like from maybe 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Can.
So, okay.
They won't call you for the most of it, ma.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, how they
can, but the thing is the company will decide again based on what their business
their
need.
final say lah.
You can write in lah, but the boss see reject lah.
That's the thing with these type of processes. But it's better to have than...
But it's mandatory now that to have these processes in place.
Yeah. So another one is like workload. Flexi workload. So
Wait. This one
So for
like
example-
too much.
So for example, like part-time, depending on the scope, and then you can have a discussion of maybe other factors lah.
But is it commensurated to the pay or not?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Should be.
Because if it's not, then it's a
It
bit...
probably isn't, right? Because
How you want to
your
gauge?
salary is in your employment contract.
Yeah.
This is a separate, like some kind of arrangement altogether. So this will not interfere with your employment contract.
Yeah.
Which means your pay is still the amount.
Maybe there will be
new
after that
contract?
new adjustment, because this one they never give any examples.
But let me share, because I read this news also. I mean, like, well, can work from home. Of course, it excites me, right? The thing is, the reason why they put this in place, right, is because, like Singapore aging population, there's more need to care for your elderly and whatnot, right? So they have this thing in place.
For like caregivers, for like, people who need to, like, let's say, just give birth or something like that, they need to have like some arrangement to send their kids, early for kindergarten stuff. Then
That's why I feel that it is... I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to the company to approve, right? But I feel that it's good to have this option, because when you have like this type of like specific situation, right, it's not a one rule applied to all. That is when you need to...
Okay, but the issue is when they make it mandatory for employers to have this scheme, this option, right, for all, now it becomes that one rule applies for all, because everyone is given that option to you can apply.
Yeah.
Whereas previously it was, if let's say now you have an disabled mother, aged mother or something, or if you have a young child, then now case by case basis.
But I feel last time, right, because they don't have this like mandatory option or the process to go through, sometimes or most of the time, actually, the final say is at the boss, and they have no avenue or channels to turn to. But now they can say that I have applied to this, it is reasonable. If the employers don't accept, right, now there is this like, they can demand a reason now, I would presume.
So you are saying that this allows the people who actually need it to be able to get it, whereas the employers will see like most of the people, they probably don't need it, they don't have any special circumstances or what, so just listen but forget it. Okay.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest.
the past, I would say 2 years, right, due to COVID, a lot of people, they are so used to it, so used to working from home, so the habits and everything changes. And because of that, right, I would say a lot of them, they have a customized to working from home. I mean, I wouldn't say other places, but just working from home itself, and they feel like this entitlement, no?
Because that is the first thing I thought of. It is a lot of people now want this flexible arrangement. So like some kind of agency or the government is putting this in place for everyone to benefit.
So that it's like there's a accountability for certain people. Because if let's say, right, like for some people, they really got some issues at home, all this, they need that flexible timing, right? This will actually help them, whereas like before that, you just say, hey, my mom need to go hospital, can I work from home or not? But actually like True or not?
No, but then this would be the same case anyway.
Yeah, so just now I mentioned, right, like the reason why the government rolled out this, right, is because their overview is they want to benefit those people that
Who really
need it.
Okay.
But then people like me, I tell you, hopefully
Waste resources, this one.
I will abuse it.
But that's the thing.
That will be the norm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone else will just apply for it.
Because I feel right, would come next, right? The company's processes itself. They will set up processes where you have to have like maybe some documents, some reasons, like make it a reasonable basis for them to say yes.
No laptop already, all change to desktop.
That is the stupidest.
So a lot of employees, right, they actually say that, okay, we work from home or we work from office, actually the efficiency level is the same. Do you think so or not?
It depends, like, okay, firstly, it depends on the industry. So different industry requires different things lah. Like for me, I would think so that my productivity will be the same.
100% not. 100%
No,
not.
No, you know why not? It will be the same.
At work is practically like shit already. No,
Can't go any lower already.
exactly. It's true. Whatever you say is true. Because, right, there will be like sparks of time where you are really productive, but there are periods when you are at work, right, you are just waiting to like the time to take only.
Okay, but because I did some reading and research. In terms of your say departments, right? For example, we take HR or accounts, all these things you can do at your home one, correct? But you take a look at like when it comes to discussion, because for sure like there are meetings or anything that you need to discuss, right? Let's say I'm facing a certain issue, then I just ask my friend or ask my colleague lah. Then he or she just actually it's like that lor. Like sometimes they can brush you away, that
That's
kind.
why I say meetings, right? It's either it must be a Zoom meeting or you must go down lah, basically.
And one other thing that contribute to productivity, right, is how much you initiate. So if let's say a lot of you're in that whole environment, because okay, office is like, where you're in a room where all the sales people are, right? It's that kind of vibe one, as in like not until so
It's
much.
where work gets done.
Yeah, because like when you have that kind of vibe, right, everyone work towards there. But when you're at home, right, everyone works towards their own leisure. So then in that case, right, is it still really productive in terms of certain work or not? Although it's still like department based.
So that brings me to how I feel about this lah. So I feel, right, very task oriented role or industry, okay, meaning like I go there, okay, I have to complete this, very individualized position lah, okay. Their productivity level might be higher because it doesn't depend whether you are in office or at home. For innovation industry, position where you have to work in a team, I feel that going down to office might be better or more productive.
But if
compared
that
to
is the case, right, then you would be assuming about 80% of the workforce, right, will actually suffer in terms of efficiency. Because a very small percentage is solo. A much bigger percentage is you need to do things with other people. Like our tasks we can do on our own. But when you have like other departments and other people coming in to collaborate on this one idea, it is way more efficient. You don't need to like schedule, okay, I'm going to meet you on this day at this time, all this. Instantly it gets done.
For me personally, I can sell from home. I can do things from home.
Put your position, let's say you have colleagues in office, for example.
Actually, your role, difficult to say. There's nobody else you engage with at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So
if
it doesn't matter you're at work or somewhere else.
That's why I say my productivity will be the same.
But then if you're in office, your boss is there, it will be more like you have to be there to do certain work, right?
No lah, I do
Fire him.
I do sales, but I need to, but I can.
How much sales have you clocked?
Hey, it's a new startup. Zero. But we never start selling yet. I'll be the best salesman because I'm the only salesman.
For productivity, right, a lot of CEOs and the CEOs are like the big companies. They actually realize the past 1-2 years, right, a lot of them, they want their employees to come back, like they want them to be back because, right, and it's not they say one, it's there's a data that backs.
Stats show you.
Yeah, their productivity level, right, actually dropped. And you know what's funny? Is that weekday golf outings spiked up 272%.
Can't blame them.
So, if they probably have a lot of statistics to show, like things are not moving, and I mean, it's just like not fair lah. And the thing is, I feel, right, let's say the start of your job, right, when people, get you for, let's say 5,000 or like 10,000 for some roles, you see. What is that 10,000 requirement? They require you to be there. They require all these things, certain things. There are some requirements, one. So times like that change, right? Do we still see eye to eye with, like, does it still match the salary, or should it be any adjustment, or should it be based on experience or anything else? All these things are a lot of factors to be discussed.
Okay, like I feel like sales people, right, should have their own like flexible time lah. Honestly, I don't feel that some boss are like very micromanagey. Like give the sales people like the freedom to go and sell, and then but they must clock certain like a production they must
So if they clock zero, how?
Congratulations, employee of the month.
Just now you said, right, okay, there are statistics shown, the employer have statistics to back their decision or their preference. Let's explore, Like, why do you guys think that people are less productive at home?
Actually, there is a very simple reason. Because like what he mentioned, right, sometimes we have this kind of burst of productivity. So in the office, sometimes you don't have any other things to do, so you do your stuff. At home, you can have the same kind of productivity, but there's always some kind of distraction possible.
Yeah.
like the bed is there, bro.
Always. That's like one of the biggest distractions.
To be honest, right, I've seen a lot of my friends or like people around, right, only a very small handful of people who are really passionate in their work, right,
Can perform.
they really, every day and night, they will even go to the extent of working longer than what they're supposed to work.
Actually, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, and that is one of the concerns also, because right now when flexibility is here, right, they are thinking that, maybe, because sometimes I never bug you but then when I need this, you must give me. So sometimes it's like off the working hours.
It's true, a lot of people.
But then that doesn't mean that it's more productive.
But for that, there is another rule, right, or a process where employer cannot contact employees after a certain timing and whatnot.
No, but then once you have this kind of flexible working arrangement,
They can contact you anytime.
I feel it's a simple thing also, like, how when you wake up and get ready to go to work, that whole simple process, right, is putting your mind, framing it to get ready to work. And when you're at home, you wake up, there is no chance that you will go and change into something that is more proper for work, in a sense. And then you will be in that chill zone, that lomi zone,
Yeah.
So, like what Shavin said, you can have the spark of like creativity at this zone, but then the catalyst for it is much lesser.
and
at
they
home.
justify because they feel like I can do it. So maybe after I have my golf game or after I bring my kids to get an ice cream, I will be in that zone. I will be as productive as I would be in the office. But then, after that, the next distraction comes in.
People will have this thinking, okay, and they will have results to back it up for sure, because it's like a privilege. But the moment it becomes a norm, right, I feel that everything will go back to baseline, which is like...
Yes, it's true. Because last time, I tell my boss, my previous employer, I say like, start work so early. At the start, we also come office, drink our coffee, go out toilet, do our own things, right?
Might as well just skip the 2 hours, come at 10.
Come at 10,
Yeah.
10 o'clock come, go coffee, go toilet.